Dear learners, how are you? In this tutorial, we are going to solve problem number 11 to 20 from mentor logic. In our last tutorial number 1, we have solved problem 1 to 10. I hope you enjoyed that tutorials. Please let me know. And if you have any questions, also please write down in comment section. Okay, once again, I want to say you that if you still couldn't download this PDF file, then I would suggest you to visit the description box of this video. I have written there a link. It's actually a Google Drive link where you can download necessary materials, or you can visit CISIA website to download these materials. Please join my Telegram channel where I post scholarship announcement, admission open. So if you visit there, you will find some updated information. Okay, let's start. We'll start with problem number 11. Which of the proposed numbers x, y should be inserted into the table? Okay, so these are the proposed numbers x and y. There are 5 different pairs of numbers. We have to select the correct options. It seems like a table, right? A table. So there might have some relation or some we can consider as a series, most probably. Yes, maybe this is a series and this is another series. So 2 series, just they write together. It doesn't mean that they have vertical relation. It's supposed to have a horizontal relation this way. So we have to find out the relation between the numbers. For example, in case of series 1, if we look the difference between the numbers, here difference is 2, here is 3, 6 and 10 gives us 4, and the difference between 10 and the value x must be 5. So in that case, we can simply add 5 with 10, then it gives us 15. So we found value x equal to 15. So in the options, there are 2 options where x equal to 15. That means answer could be C or E. We don't know. So let's find out what is the value of y. In this case, let's take a look here. This doesn't have a simpler relation like series 1. This is series 2. Here difference is 1, here is 4, here is 18. So we cannot conclude. Here is 96. Okay, so it seems like a irregular relation. So this is not the right way to approach that. We have to find out any other way. So in that case, I will introduce some term. If you have understood the permutation and combination chapter well, then you know already the answer. But those of you who still have confusion about permutation and combination, I will just little touch the basics. Okay, so let's start. In permutation and combination, we learned a term that is called factorial. So what is factorial? What is actually 6 factorial or 5 factorial? 6 factorial actually means from 6 to 1, 6 to 1 multiply. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. What is 5 factorial? 5 factorial means number 5, I can write this way: number 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. What is 4 factorial then? 4 factorial means from 4 to 1 multiplication. And 3 factorial, simply 3 to 1. 2 factorial, it's actually 2 into 1. So what is the value of this? 2 factorial gives us 2, 3 factorial gives us 6, 4 factorial gives us 24, and 5 factorial gives us 120, and 6 factorial, if you calculate, then it would be 720. So look at these numbers. Okay, I missed one more. What is 1 factorial then? Simply 1. Okay, so now take a look here. These values are same here, like 2, 6, 24, 120, and why we don't know. Then a large number, a big number. However, we can replace this series by saying that 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 4 factorial, 5 factorial, then it's 6 factorial, and it's of course 7 factorial. Okay, so our value of y is 6 factorial. So 6 factorial means 720. So answer is C. I hope you understood. So this is our next problem. An investigation shows that in Italy there are more married people than singles and more males than females. From this data we can deduce that only one of the following statement is definitely false. Which one? Okay, so first of all, let's understand the first sentence, especially this part of the first sentence. There are more married people than singles. So we can simply say that married people is greater than singles, right? And more males than females. So males are greater than females. Or we can say, okay, let's consider a situation. For example, let's say the total population is 100. We can say that, right? Let's say for better understanding. So if they say that married people is greater than singles, that means married people must be greater than half of this total population. So we can simply say that married people would be greater than 50. And same way, rest of 49 or 49 to 1, we don't know the exact number. So rest of the numbers are unmarried people. It could be male or female. So we can simply say that among these rest of the numbers, males are greater than half of this rest of the number. We can, let's say the number is 49. That means if we divide it by half, then it becomes roughly 25. Not exactly, just for this problem, let's say it. So male should be greater than 25 in the case when married people greater than 50. So we have to find out the false statement. Usually we find true, correct answer, but in this case we have to find which one is false. That means out of these 5 options, there are 4 correct. Okay, so let's understand more clearly. So to understand all of these options, I'm thinking that to draw a table and to discuss it more in details, just for understanding. So let's draw a table which has 5 columns. Okay, so our first column represents number of couples, and second column represents number of married people. Then third column represents unmarried man, unmarried woman, and status. Status means whether our option A, B, C, D Okay, one more options we have to check. Okay, let's think about it later. So we'll actually test all of these options. So first of all, let's start with first options. In Italy, couples are more than unmarried women. So they talk about couples, not about unmarried women, or I mean married people. So we'll actually compare couples with unmarried women. Let's say the total population is 100. Population is 100. So among this 100, let's say couples are 45 or 40. We can say 45 for better understanding. So if couples are 45, that means now let me tell you one thing why I choose 45, because for better understanding I choose it, and also for this this sentence I have to be satisfied. So I can choose any couples that is less than 25, because if I choose then married people becomes less than singles. Therefore I choose a big number. It doesn't matter, you can choose whatever you want. So if 45 is the couples, then what would be the married people? 90 total. And among this 90, can I say, okay, 90. So among this 90, is it okay to say 45 are husband and 45 are wife? Yes, I hope you would agree with me. So unmarried women and unmarried men are how many for these special cases? 10, because our total population are 100. So remaining 10 is the unmarried man or woman, and in the questions it was said that unmarried man is greater than unmarried woman. I mean more males than females. As it is equals, they are married, that means the difference makes from unmarried woman and unmarried man. So we can simply say 8 is unmarried man and 2 is unmarried woman. So let's see, couples are more than unmarried women. So these special case studies tells us hypothesis or statement A is correct, that means is true. We can say T. I mean, like following the all given conditions in the questions, hypothesis A can be correct. How about B? Now I am thinking about B. So in case of B, let's read it first. Couples are more than unmarried men. So again we can use the same case study. So in this case, couples are 45 and unmarried men are 8. So therefore we can write like 45 definitely greater than 8, so it's also true, right? Both A and B are true. Let's talk about C. There are more husbands than unmarried women. Okay, so we can use the same case study here. We can see that husbands are 45 and unmarried women are just 2. So that's also true. So we can simply say 45 husbands is much greater than 2 women. So a single case study prove all these 3 true. That means they are not correct answer, because we have to find out the correct false statement. Let's talk about D. Option D tells us singles are more than twice the number of couples. Okay, so singles are more than twice. Interesting thing is, in this case study we can see here, we can see singles are only 10 and couples are 45. So it's actually gives us a wrong statement, like 45 is actually greater than number 10. Therefore our statement we can write false. Some of you can say, how about changing the numbers? We can say the couple numbers could be 26. All right, yeah, we can use 26. Is still these 26 valid for the questions, because still 52 are the total numbers, total married people which are greater than singles. So in this case 26 husband and 26 wife. So, remaining 48 we can simply distribute like this, 40 and 8, or whatever you want, you can do it as long as men are greater than women. So in this case we can see couples are 26 and the remaining people, the unmarried people, singles, which are singles, are 48. So which is double? Can we say that it's double? No, it's still singles are more, but not more than double. In this scenario 48 single people are definitely greater than couples 26, but not more than twice. So both cases our statement is false. So this is our correct answer. Let's talk about option E. There are more unmarried men than husbands. Okay, so more unmarried men for this case in particular is 40 and husbands are 26. Yes, so option E also possible. Therefore option E also true, which is not correct answer. Therefore our correct option is D. So I hope you understood. Please let me know your opinions, and if you have any questions, please write on the comment section. Let's move on to our next problem. Okay, which of the following statements is definitely false? Again we have to find out a false statement. So let's start. Whoever breathes is alive. Okay, that means whoever breathes, he is alive. It's a general statement, because dead people cannot breathe, we know it. Pierrot doesn't breathe, so Pierrot is dead. Can we say that? Actually not, because Pierrot can hold the breath for sometimes. Everyone can hold the breath for a couple of seconds, right? So it doesn't mean that Pierrot is dead. Therefore this statement is not correct. Okay, so option A seems like a false statement, which is our answer. But let's move on to other options too, to be confirmed. No Persian is Italian. Okay, because Persian cannot be Italian. All Persians speak French. But it is not true that no Italian speaks French. Okay, we can accept that all Persians speak French. This is the statement we believe. Let's believe it. Now it doesn't mean that there are no Italian who speaks French. There are no relation in between these two statements. So there must be some Italian who speaks French. So this is right. This is true. A square is always a rhombus. Yeah, that's also true. We know a rhombus is called when a rectangle has equal side length. Okay, so this is a rhombus which has equal side length L, let's say, and the definition of squares is when side lengths are equal and also the angles are equal. So as rhombus has equal side length, as squares has equal side length, that means squares is always rhombus. So it's also true statement, that means not the correct answer. Option D, what is written in A is false. Yeah, statement A is false, that we already discussed. So this statement also true, that means not our answer. Every teacher has a register. Mario doesn't have a register, so Mario is not a teacher. Yes, if every teacher has a register, and if Mario doesn't, that means Mario is not a teacher according to this statement, therefore is a true statement, so we can cross out. So our option is A. Okay, this is our next problem, question number 14. It reads on the bus, that means on the bus it is written, what is written? Passengers are required to pay an additional ticket for each piece of luggage that exceeds at least one of the following dimension. So this is our dimension: 50, 30 and 25 centimeter. So 50 represents, according to international law or international packaging system, first dimension means length, and second one represents width, and third one is height or thickness. Okay, this is the international method or international law. So that means it represents length has a 50 centimeter, and width is 30 centimeter, height is 25 centimeter. So if someone exceeds this dimension of their luggage, then they have to buy an additional ticket. Based on this rule, it can be deduced that, okay, so based on these rules, what we can say, option A, you do not have to pay an additional ticket. So until this, all option has the same. So I will just read remaining part of the sentence. So this part meaning is like you do not have to pay an additional ticket for what? That we have to find out. An object that exceeds 50 centimeter in length, 30 centimeter in height, and 20 centimeter in thickness. So if it exceeds 50 centimeter in length, then we can say we have to buy an additional ticket. That means this statement not correct. A stick that has 90 centimeter long, so the length exceeds the dimension, then it's not the correct answer. Option C, a stick that is 90 centimeter long, again it exceeds the length, not the correct. And an object that exceeds 50 centimeter in length, so we can just simply cross out. You do not have to pay an additional ticket for a ball with a diameter of 20 centimeter. Interesting. So diameter is given 20 centimeter. So what is the dimension? So a ball, it could be soccer ball or football. So if we draw a football like this, it's 3D, right? Don't be confused. We can draw like this. So its diameter is 20 centimeter. That means its height, its length, height and thickness all are 20 centimeter. So it remains under the dimension or below the dimension 50, 30 and 25. That means for these options, for having or for carrying a ball which has 20 centimeter diameter, you don't have to pay for an additional ticket. So our answer is E. Okay, let's move on to our next problem. Two players, Aldo and Bruno, take turns placing their pieces on a 3x3 chessboard. If pieces of both players are the same, let's say they are all black, okay, the players who first manage to complete a set of 3 in horizontal, vertical, or one of the 2 diagonal wins, how many moves can the first player Aldo start the game with a guarantee victory regardless of how Bruno plays? Okay, interesting. So it seems like a chessboard which has 3x3 player, or the space, we can simply consider a chessboard like this. Yes, we can consider like this. We can also consider a diagonal shape. Okay, this is a chessboard and 2 players Aldo and Bruno. Okay, so this particular problem I will solve later, not right now. I have to think about it. Please let me know your opinion. If you already solve it, you can write how you solve it in the description box, so we can discuss. Okay, let's move on to our next questions. Okay, so this is our problem number 16. Specify how many different numbers can be obtained from algebraic sums of this type: plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 5, using all the digits from 1 to 5 and varying all possible choices of plus or minus. Or minus signs. For example, minus 1, minus 2, positive 3, positive 4 and 5. So this is a combination. We have to find out how many combination we can get like this, how many different numbers actually we can get. So remember these options, how many different numbers or summation you can find to rearrange the value, or taking negative and positive this way. So we have to find out that, like this value gives us actually 5, 4 and 3 is 12. So 12 negative 3 is 9. Another combination, positive 1, positive 2, negative 3, plus 4, plus 5. This combination also will give 9. So we have to consider same, because here how many different numbers, they said how many different numbers we can get to rearrange or taking the different values. First of all, let's talk about how many numbers are there. Of course 10 numbers, right? Because if we consider all positive signs, and then let's consider negative signs, then we will get number 10. So here are the options: 20, 24, 31, 16 and 32. So we have to find out the correct answer. Okay, let's do it here. To do it, I will add an additional page because I want to explain it in details. So let's add it. Okay, so first of all, let's consider a number like plus minus 1 and plus minus 2. So can you tell me what is the maximum value we can obtain by algebraic summation out of these two values? Yes, that is correct. Plus 1 plus 2 gives us 3, positive 3. That is the maximum value. In the same way, we can get minimum value. If we just take negative value of them, then it gives us negative 3. So now if I change the sign, for example, here the positive 1, we can write negative 1 plus 2. It gives us actually 1. Same way, we can keep 1 positive and make the 2 negative, then it gives negative 1. Then if we make both negative, as I already did there, it's negative 3. So here when number was 2, we found 4 value, right? 4 different numbers we can find out of them. 4 different number we can find. But take a look on the difference. Here is 2, here is 2, here also 2. Is it always same? If we consider plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3. So let's consider with these 3. So these 3 value can give us maximum number, summation of these 3 values plus 6. Then if we want to find how many different numbers can we get to change the sign of these 3 values, then let's start with 1 plus 2 plus 3. It gives us 4, positive 4. Then give the 1 positive, minus 2 plus 3, it gives us 2. Then positive 1, positive 2, negative 3, it is giving us 0. Okay, similar way we can do like from negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, it gives us negative 6. Then we can do we can make 1 positive and others remains negative. It gives us negative 4. We can again it gives us negative 2. And then another number we can write, that is negative 1, negative 2 and positive 3. It gives us 0. So these two are the same because it gives the same algebraic summation. So take a look here, what we change, the sign. Yes, the sign, the sign is just moving like this. Also if you look here, okay, take a look here. The difference between these two values 6 and 4 is 2, is always 2, right? Always we get 2. And how many numbers, different numbers we get? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get 7 number. So 7 number we can relate with the summation. So total summation was 6, right? And we get number 7. So we can make a shortcut. So if you find summation are 15 or 16, 20, you will get how many different numbers? Just plus one with them. So we can test it with our given equation, a given formula, like plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus minus 5. So these are the so these are the numbers given in the questions, and this value gives us 15, either positive or negative, plus minus 15. This is the highest value, so simply just add 1 with it. So our answer is 16. You can test it yourself. So you don't need to go with all of this calculation. Just for your understanding, I calculated. But always remember, whenever this kind of problem will appear, what we can do is simply try to make what highest summation, algebraic summation you can get. Just simply take all positive values, and then it gives you 15. Then you can simply say the answer is 16. Okay, so this is very easy. Just for your understanding, I went through this calculation. So I hope you understood, guys. Please let me know if you have any doubts. So let's start with this problem. Which of the squares numbered from 1 to 5 replace the square marked with a question mark? So squares numbered from 1 to 5 and the square marked with the question mark. Okay, so here these are the five squares numbered from 1 to 5. We have to fill, or we have to choose the correct square for this question mark square. So if you think that this is a mathematics, or this is problem you can solve by mathematics or doing some relation between the numbers, you are wrong. This kind of problem never follow the mathematical rules, so there might be some others, but of course you should check before doing whether there are relation between the numbers. For example, in this case we can't have any relationship. If we will take a look here, 2 and 8, what we can say, 2 plus and plus, okay, it becomes 4, not becomes 8, and these two values are the same. 8 becomes 5, and no relation between these 2 and 1. 5 and 9, we can't say any particular relationship between the numbers, so that is not gonna work. So we have to find out others way how we can solve it. Okay, so at this moment I would say you please stop or pause the videos and try yourself. If you cannot, then proceed with my videos. That would be helpful for you, because it's actually critical, or that's the right way to solve this kind of problem. Okay, so if you cannot, that's completely okay. Let's start now. 2 plus plus, and if we consider with this kind of figure or squares with a display of mobile phone or computer, we know how on the computer or any kind of display number are written by certain bar, right? We can say bar or rod, whatever. Let's say bar. So how about considering a bar is positive? Like a positive sign means we need 1 bar, and a negative sign means we need to remove 1 bar. Okay, let's think like this. We need to remove 1 bar. So in these cases, first squares, if we just use 2 bar, I will use black color for this case so that you understand well. Okay, so for plus 1 we'll use 1 bar, and for another plus sign we'll use another bar, so it becomes 8. I hope you understood now. Here 2 plus sign, and we have to make this sign 2 to 5. So 2 positive, that means we can use 2 bar, and we have to remove 2 bar because of this negative sign. So what bar we will remove? Of course this bar and this bar, then we will get 5. Similarly, 1 needs 4 bars to become 9. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 needs 1 bar here and need to remove 3 bar to make it 7. So we'll remove this one and this one. Therefore our answer is, let's find out the answer. In case of 5, I think you would be agree with me that we need only 1 positive to become 6, not 2. Therefore this is not the correct answer. In case of 3, 2 positive, okay, we can use 2 positive, then 2 negative. No, we need only 1 bar, and we need to remove also 1 bar, this one. So this is also not correct. How about number 3? We have to find 9. So to find out 9, we can use 1 plus bar here, and we have to remove this one. So this is not correct. 5 is correct. So our answer is 5. Okay guys, you understood, I hope. So let's move on to our next problem. So this problem comes from Italian language. Although this is not a linguistic test, or it's in English, but you may face this kind of problem. Sometimes they ask you for judging how well you know Italian language. So let's start. The sentence sul tavolo ci sono due bicchieri implies that on the table. So sul means, if I translate exactly, sul means 1 and tavolo is table. Table. So we can add 1 the table. There are, so ci is there and sono represents are. Sorry, not here. There are, it actually sono. Due, 2. Bicchieri means glasses. So the meaning of the sentence is there are 2 glasses on the table. So we can just draw a table. So this is let's say the table. Okay. Now according to the questions, there are 2 glasses, right? So option A, there are 2 glasses and 1 bottles. Obviously this is not the correct answer. There are no bottles. Yes. There are 2 glasses and 2 coffee cups. Must not be correct answer. There is 1 glass. Cannot be correct. I don't think so it's correct, because there is 2, right? There are not 3 glasses. Oh my god, that's also not correct. So what would be the right answer? So if you are thinking exactly they will just use translated language or translated statement, then you are wrong, because this is actually logic problem. So you have to think critically. Just you should not exactly compare with the translation. So what we can do is, let's take a look here. If we say there are 3 glasses, that's definitely wrong. But if we say there is 1 glass on the table, somewhat it's right, right? At least we can say yes, there is 1 glass, that's right, not wrong. Although there is 2, but we can say there is 1 glass. That's technically right. So our answer is D. Okay, next move on to next questions. Here, the warrior Brandmante is in a room in the shape of regular hexagon. So what is regular hexagon? Let's draw it. We already know that we can draw a regular hexagon this way. Oh, this becomes a different shape. Let's draw again. Yes, this becomes a regular hexagon. So regular means all sides are the same. I mean, side means side length. All side length have the same distance. Okay, with doors numbered sequentially from 0 to 5. So all these sides has a single door, like here a door, here. On this side a door, like this. They have 6 doors and numbered 0 to 5. We can number it like this. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Behind each door hides one and only one of the followings: 3 deadly dragons, the beloved paladin Ruggiero. I'm not sure, it could be an animal or something. Right now I don't know what does it mean. The hippogriff, this is actually an animal, a mythical animal. And the mocking magician Atlante, so he is a joker. If an even numbered door hides a dragon, then all even numbered rooms hide dragons. So it means if an even number, it could be 2, have dragons beside or under the door, then all even numbers occupied by 3 dragons. Then others 3 doors are occupied by paladin Ruggiero and hippogriff and the magician. Okay, let's move on. Behind the door 4, the hippogriff is stamping its feet. Okay, so hippogriff actually behind the door 4, so we can write like this, hippogriff. So dragon is not behind the even number, therefore dragon cannot be any even number, because we know dragon always, if they are in they behind the even numbered doors, that means all 3 dragons will be under or behind the even door. So as later statement said that hippogriff is stamping its feet behind the door number 4, that means there is no dragon, so dragon must have stay behind the odd numbered doors. Okay, let's move on. While from under the door opposite to it, a dragon's tail peeks out. So while from under the door opposite to it, so opposite to 4 is 1, a dragon tails can be seen. Yeah, we already know there is a dragon, so their dragon tails can be seen. That's the normal case. Now we have to find out. The magician says the sum of Ruggiero's door and 2 doors adjacent to it 6. Interesting. So sum of Ruggiero's door number, what is that? We have to find out, we don't know. And 2 other adjacent doors, it's 6. So 6 can be like 0. If 0 becomes Ruggiero's door, then 0 plus 5 plus 1 gives us 6. And and one more options are here. If 2 becomes Ruggieri's door, then 2 plus and 2 adjacent doors number are 1 and 3, so it also gave us 6. So we can say that Ruggieri's door can be 0 or 2. So let's take the let's find out the correct answer from the options. With certainty, Bradmanth can say that Ruggiero is behind an odd number door. Of course not. Ruggiero is behind door 2. Yes, it can be possible. Ruggiero is behind door 0. It also can be possible. The magician has not provided new indications. Ruggiero is behind door 0 or behind door 3. Behind door 3 not possible, because if behind door 3, then adjacent doors are 4 and 2, so summation of all of this number are not 6, it becomes 8. 9, it becomes 9. Therefore this is not correct. That means whole statement is not correct. Now let's figure out from B, C, D. So only door 2 is not the correct answer. Door 0 also correct. Therefore we can't accept both of them. So how about reading this? The magician has not provided new indications. That means magician actually didn't give us any further information to select which one is correct door where Ruggiero is hiding. So this is our correct answer. That means we have to get the exact location of Ruggiero, we need more information. Okay, I know these questions can be a bit confusion, can make confusion, but it's logic section, so you have to accept that. Logics mean logics. If you can understand, then you're a gainer. If you are not, then you're a loser. Anyway, I hope you can do that, because if you practice more and more, it's easy to understand. Let's solve this problem. From the given information about the family, so yeah, we'll learn about a particular family. At least one male is not unmarried. Okay, so not and un we can just cross out, then it becomes at least one male is married, right? So that means married people is greater than equal 1. At least one people is married. In this particular case, all graduates are unmarried. So who passed the college or already graduated are unmarried. It is not true that at least one male is not of legal age. So to understand simply, we can cut this knot and this knot, so it becomes, it's true that at least one male is legal age. So it means legal age, it means someone greater than 18 years old. Okay, now let's find out further. Only one of the following statement can be deduced from this premises. Which one? We have to find out. No adult is married. This is not correct, because already we have found that at least one male is married. All unmarried individuals are graduates. Okay, so no adult is married. This is not the correct one, because we know at least one male is married. All unmarried individuals are graduates. This is not necessary, because some individuals may not have degree, so this is also not correct. Option C, at least one adult is married. Yes, that seems correct, because the first statement is like that. Option D, at least one unmarried individual is not in legal age. We can't say that because there might be more people who has age less than 18, so this is also not the correct answer. Okay, we got our correct answer C. I think this video getting long. I hope you enjoyed, guys, and best of luck for your preparation. If you have any question, okay, if you have any questions, please let me know, and please write on the comment section. I would be happy to answer you, and of course share with your friends and subscribe my channels. See you next time.